Hello there! We're going on an expedition. We're going to go visit the Queen City Dragon Sanctuary at the Queen City Mischief and Magic Festival. Get a cup of tea, settle in. We are greatly looking forward to attending the Queen City Mischief and Magic Festival this Saturday and Sunday. At the Queen City Dragon Sanctuary, we will be there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and we have great things planned for all of our visitors. We'll have 12 magical dragons on display. We'll have activities, and all of the goings on there are absolutely free. So we look forward to seeing you there. So what about these magical dragons? Let's take a look at a guidebook of dragons in the wizarding world. And let's see what information we may be able to find about them. Now it says here that the Ministry of Magic classifies dragons as a 5X creature, the most dangerous that there is. They are impossible to train or domesticate. Those that work with dragons are called dragon keepers or dragonologists. Now, as we look here at the section on early life, we see that baby dragons, referred to as hatchlings, of course, they breathe their first fire around 6 months old. But more often than not, it's a thick grey smoke instead of a very good flame. Yeah, we all have to learn, don't we? Now, the ability to fly is normally developed at around 12 months old. And a magical dragon is not fully mature until it's 2 years old. Now, according to the book, Dragon Breeding for Pleasure and Profit, it says that if you have to feed a hatchling, its mother's not about or what have you, you can give it a bucket of brandy mixed with chicken blood every half hour. Well, that sounds delicious. Now, according to Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, it says that females will drive males away from their territories. This is definitely true with the Antipodean opali. The Chinese fireballs, where the females are generally larger and dominate over the males, have the same tendency to do as the opalis do. Another characteristic about the Chinese fireballs is that they are willing to share territory with one another, however, no more than 3 dragons in the same territory. Dragons are generally highly aggressive towards anyone, including lizards. They'll sometimes attack humans with no provocation whatsoever. Now, in the book series, Harry Potter, written by J.K. Rowling, as you see some of the books we have right here, dragons are featured in the stories on several occasions. Of course, in the Tri-Wizard tournament, a very exciting chase that Harry led a dragon on so he could obtain his egg. One of the more interesting things that I thought was the Gringotts Bank incident. In fact, that's mentioned here in the guidebook. In 1992, Harry Potter, Ron Weasley, and Hermione Granger arrived just in time to see a baby Norwegian ridgeback emerge from its egg. The baby dragon sneezed some sparks and almost caught Hagrid's beard on fire. Well, the first signs of hatching must have occurred around breakfast time. For Harry, Ron, and Hermione received a note from Hagrid informing them of the birth, and they went to his hut right away after their morning herbology class.
Now, what are these dragons that shall be at the Queen City Dragon Sanctuary? Let's take a look in the guidebook. The first one we have listed here is a Hebridean Black. Larger and more aggressive than its fellow British Isle dragons, such as the common Welsh green we see here. The Hebridean Black, which we do have a figure right here, demands a sizable territory, and it has beautiful ebony scales. Lovely dragon. Then there is the Antipodean Opal Eye. Unlike most dragons who live in mountains, the Opal Eye prefers to dwell in the valleys. Apparently there's an Australian native that is less aggressive, but what it lacks in belligerence, it makes up in size, measuring 40 feet in length. Goodness gracious. Then we have the Romanian Longhorn. I do admire their great horns coming out of the side of the heads. It's not only long, it's notably muscular, possessing horns that stick out of the sides of the head there. Longhorns prefer to first impale their prey and then roast them with their fire. Nothing like a good barbecue. Next we have the Swedish Short Snout. This is the creature that Cedric Diggory faced in the Triwizard Tournament. It's small, rarely seen, but don't let its size fool you. They are renowned both for their agility and for having the strongest flames of any dragon. The Peruvian Viper Tooth is also a small dragon, but it's easily the most deadly. They're incredibly stealthy, and they have a particular hunger for human flesh. The Chinese Fireball, most often found in Asia, of course, are not a very large dragon either, but they also are extremely aggressive and are often called lion dragons. Now we spoke of Norbert, which is a Norwegian ridgeback. Turned out Norbert was actually a Norberta. Anyway, ridgebacks are not as hostile as some dragons, but they do have venomous fangs, and they prefer hunting larger mammals, such as cattle, instead of the sheep that are so commonly preyed upon by many dragons. The Ukrainian Ironbelly is the largest of all the magical dragons. They possess scales as strong as steel and produce scorching flames. However, they are notably slower in flight compared to other dragons. Now, the Hungarian Horntail, which you see on the mantle behind me, is the one that Harry Potter faced in the Triwizard Tournament. Considered the most dangerous of all dragon types. They are large, agile, and can shoot flames further than any other magical dragon. Now, my personal favorite is the Welsh Green. Welsh Greens are not as aggressive as the larger counterparts, and they prefer sheep rather exclusively, as a matter of fact. The Catalonian Fireball is a rather rare dragon, which obviously comes from Catalonia, Spain. And lastly, we have the Portuguese Long Snout, which is another rare dragon. and it is found, of course, in Portugal, with lovely light green scales, and its eyes almost have a black ring around them, almost like mascara. Now, a lovely book I happen to have in the study is Harry Potter, a journey, through a history of magic. Hold that up here so you can see it. It's absolutely beautiful book, has all sorts of information, not just about dragons. So, looking at the section on dragon eggs, we see a variety of eggs specific to each of the types of dragons we were just talking about. And they're quite varied. It's amazing. There's small ones, there's large ones. They come in a variety of colors and shapes. They're quite lovely, as a matter of fact. And one of the activities that we shall have at the sanctuary this coming weekend is looking for all these eggs about the grounds. There'll be an example of each one that will be available for you to find more information about. So be sure when you arrive at the sanctuary to look up Danny Dakota, and she will have more information and tell you how you can go searching for these beautiful dragon eggs. Well, I hope you have enjoyed this brief look at all the wonderful dragons in the Harry Potter stories. Also, I hope that you will join us this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, for the Queen City Mischief and Magic Festival. Look to our website for more information and specific times for each day. So, please like, share, subscribe, and if you'd be so kind, leave a comment. Until then, happy observing.